Oregon TBI teams and with the Center on Brain Injury Research and Training. And we are here today, one, to thank you for your service, because if you're watching this video, you have decided to be part of the Oregon TBI team. And I just want to thank you for doing that, because your work changes the lives of kids, helps teachers, and helps families. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why it's important to log your data, what that means, and how to do it. So why is this important? It's important because it's a way that we show what work you all are doing. But on top of that, it actually helps us to look at the kind of work you all are doing. And it gives us feedback on what trainings to provide to you, what webinars to roll out, what individual districts might need, what individual students might need, the kind of training you might need personally. It also gives us some measure of the work you're doing and allows us to let ODE know about the good work you all are doing with the money that they've allocated towards TBI and the TBI teams. So it's one of the most important parts about being a team member. I mean, aside from the great work you do with kids, this is one of the tasky, important things you're going to do. So I'm going to show you how. You can see on the screen that you're on the main page of cbirt.org. So if you can't see the website address, it really is cbirt.org. So you're going to go to that. And what you're going to do once you get there is you're going to scroll across the navigation screen, click on TBI team, and you can see it brings up things specific to the Oregon TBI team members. And you're going to scroll down to where it says data collection. When you click on read more, it pulls up the exact link that you need to be at. So let's go back to this for just a sec. One of the things I like to tell people to do so you don't have to go through that whole navigation is to bookmark this page. And that way when you go to your bookmark, this pops up and you don't have to remember how to navigate through the CBIRT website. So once you've done that, you click on the data collection form and you enter and answer the questions. Now we tried to make this as fast and as streamlined as possible. So as you go through it, if you have any ideas, let us know. I'm going to walk you through a sample student real quick. So the first thing it asks is your name, so the team member's name. So I'm Melissa. I'm going to put that in. And then it asks for your region. That's important because it allows us to pull apart data by the area of the state you're in. So you can see we have region 1, 2, 3, all the way down through region 8. But we also have an other. So if you don't know what region you're in, or you're somebody who's in a hospital or a different service provider, that's your place. If you don't know what region you're in, you can ask us as well. But I live in, let's see, where do I live? I live in region 5. So I'm going to click on region 5. And then I'm going to go to the next question, which is TBI training or student services. This is to tell us what you're doing. So a lot of times, some of our team members will provide training to schools or families or rehab centers, whatever it is. You can click on training if that's what you did. Or if you click, so it looks like that little radio button. If you click on student services, it gives you options to continue on below. So then what you're going to do is say that you went to an IEP meeting for a student. You're going to click on the initials. I'm going to sample myself, MM. And then what you're going to answer is, does the student have a concussion, an IEP, an IFSP, a 504, an eligibility in process, or no eligibility? For this student, I'm going to click on no eligibility. And that's important because it helps us track when you aren't working with a student who actually is part of the special ed system or the 504 system. So I'm going to assume that this is a child who had a concussion, who has continuing symptoms, but has not entered the 504 or IEP system yet. So actually that would be a concussion. So they have a concussion and they have no eligibility. Then the student's grade level, let's say high school. Their gender is male, and I'm clicking on that because boys are way more likely to have concussion than girls. Student age, let's say 15. Region the student lives in. Usually it's your same region, not always, but usually. If you selected other from the region above, please say what state. Sometimes we get some calls for help from other states and we want to keep track of that. This student, I'm going to say no, they were in our state. And what's the student's primary eligibility? They don't have one. Actions of team members, I'm going to say consultation. Does the student have an ABI? Now this is important because we get called in as team members to help all kinds of students who have brain injury, not just traumatic brain injury. So if your student that you were working with was surgically impaired or near drowning or lead-based paint poisoning, you would click on yes. If they don't, say for this student, it was a concussion, we'll just say no. And then the last but not least is any additional information you did. So we said we consulted. Let's say we just consulted on strategies and accommodations, and then you just click submit. And ta-da, you're all done. And then you can go just to submit another response based on clicking that and just keep on going. So to recap, this is incredibly important. We ask that you do this for every time that you work with a student, work with a family, work with a school-based team, provide training. We get a lot of questions about, do I have to do it in real time? Meaning, do I have to do it the moment or the day that I provide the service? The answer is no. You can go in and list 10 or 15 of these all at once. So just do them right in a row. We don't need them to actually be the day you provide the service. So you could keep a list and then upload a whole bunch of them all at the same time. The important part is that you actually upload your data. So, while we're on here, I will just take you back to cbert.org and share with you that there's all kinds of resources you can use on the website. Back to School has tons of resources. Click down through the links and everything in blue is an available resource. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Again, I'm Melissa McCart. My email is mccart@uoregon.edu, and I'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for taking the time to view the video.